Good evening and welcome to the first SPL feature match for 2025. What an absolute blockbuster we have coming up for you. It is the Lion City Sailors up against Albirex Niigata, who were in red-hot form before the break in the season. Question is, can the White Swans keep that momentum going tonight against the league-leading Sailors? Well, it's not just about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There's plenty more action to come as the SPL returns to full swing. Tomorrow, as you can see there, the Young Lions will take on Tanjung Pagar United at the Jalan Besar Stadium. Geylang International travel to Brunei to face DPMM. Then it's Hougang versus Balestier Khalsa on Sunday evening, and that will wrap up match week 23. BG Tampines Rovers, of course, on a break this week. They've got a bye. So let's take a look at the table, and you can see their LCS are back on top after their 4-2 win at Brunei DPMM this week. They are level with BG Tampines on points, but have 2 games in hand, so a very strong position they are at this stage of the season. Geylang International are looking comfortable in 3rd place. They are 9 points ahead of Albirex Niigata. Balestier are 2 points back of the White Swans in 5th, but they do have a game in hand. It's a really tight bunch below them with Brunei, Hougang, as well as the Young Lions, all separated by 3 points. And it's Tanjung Pagar United at the bottom. They really do need a massive lift, don't they, to get off the cellar door on the table. And a very warm welcome back. It is good to be back indeed. Our very first live feature match in the SPL season for 2025. New year, brand new guest, and I'm so happy to introduce Khadir Khamis. He is the former Balestier head coach, and he is now back in the studio with us. You would have heard him in commentary, but you are here with us now live in the flash. Really good to see you. How are you doing?
I've been fantastic. Had a good end to 2024, and in terms of football season for 2025. Really raring to go to see what the next 4 months can bring for all of us fans and also spectators.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We did mention that we're back from a very long break, 8 weeks, so, which is pretty much 2 months. But Lion City Sailors have already been in action. They played in the Shopee Cup against KL City last week, finished 2-0 winners, and then they traveled to Brunei to take on DPMM in the Singapore Premier League, came away with 3 points and a 4-2 victory. Let's talk about that game between LCS and DPMM because, you know, it's the first game of the SPL season for them in 2025. What did you think of their performance there?
Well, they got the 3 points. That's actually what matters most for Lion City Sailors. But in terms of performance, the whole game itself wasn't really pleasant to watch. It was slow. The intensity, the pace was really slow as well. But if you look at Lion City Sailors, that's all it has been for them, getting and grinding the results. Yeah. And they will be really happy that no one got injured during the match against DPMM. And if you look at the quality of the play and quality of opponents as well, it's really was difficult, a really difficult match to watch for spectators. And I'm pretty sure right now they are looking forward to prepare against Albirex.
The question is, though, I mean, they're in so many competitions. You know, they're in the Shopee Cup, they're in ACL2. We've got the Singapore Cup starting next month as well. So they've got a whole bunch of games and a really packed schedule. So do you think they can keep this momentum going?
Well, I think they can. They have a really good squad. They have all the resources that they need to recover after matches. They know exactly what needs to be done. They have experience as well. If you look at the squad, they have quite a number of experienced players. They know how to manage themselves. They know how to manage their physical side of things. And I think that's hugely important in terms of how you want to go forward through a really long season with many competitions. For them, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. I think it's a matter of trying to rotate players, trying to get those players to be in peak condition at every single game that they play. It doesn't matter whether it's LPL, Singapore Cup, ACL2, or even the Shopee Cup.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest strengths about the Sailors is their strength in depth.
Yeah.
And they've gone out and they've signed a new player in Akram Azman from Tanjung Pagar United. What do you make of the signing, and what will he add to this team?
Well, I think defensively he's going to add a little bit more options at the back. He can play across multiple positions. You've seen him playing in central midfield for Hairizan. He has played in wing backs, both sides, right and left. So it could be a situation where, LCS needs some players to be there. I don't think he's ready for the first 11 yet. He still needs to understand what LCS is all about in terms of the club, the expectations, the style of play. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be having some minutes anywhere across the season for Lions D Sailors.
What a great move that is for the young man wearing at number 10 from what I see here. LCS will feel very confident going into this game because they're on a very good run. I believe it's 6 games unbeaten. They're coming off a couple of wins as well in 2025. But they're up against a team tonight that dealt them their last defeat in Albirex Niigata, and that was a 3-1 loss in match week 14. What lessons do you think the Sailors would have learned from that going into this one?
Well, as a coach, every time you meet the same opponent again, you would study them for the past 3 games, and especially the direct opponent, or the direct match that you were involved in previously. It wasn't really a good game for them. Lions City Sailors against Albirex, they lost 3-1, but it's a whole new, different situation, different environment now. Albirex hasn't played for 2 months, and they are not really match fit, if I would put it across. And they have new players coming in, new signings. Could be a different style even after a 2 months break. Maybe the new coach has instilled something a little bit more different as well. So you have to look at what happened previously, minimize the little mistakes that you made, and then at the same time anticipate all those changes that might come through the new signings or the 2 months break that they have had experienced over the Christmas break, I would say.
No, absolutely. Of course, we had the break for the Mitsubishi Electric Cup. But before we head on to the lineup, actually, we'll have a look at the lineup, the starting lineup now, and quite interesting, especially when you take a look at the bench. But take us through this starting lineup. They also have a few players back from who were missing on Monday, not in the starting lineup, except Song Wee-yong, of course, but this is a good team. You can look at the bench and say that's a good team too.
You look at the first 11, it's being set up in a way that he has always been over the over the course of the season. It's just a matter of tweaking little things here and there in matches. You can see this one, Chris going back on the right side as a wing back, and Shawal starting on the right side. When they defend a 5-4-1, but when they attack, Shawal and Bart Ramzala will tuck in and allow Chris and Sergio Carmona to bomb the sides. It's hugely important for them in terms of how they're going to attack, because they're going to do a lot of the transitions. They're really good at it. It's a matter of how Albirex is going to manage that. And I think the whole week, or maybe 2 weeks prior to this, Albirex should have been training for not to allow that transition to happen, be close enough to stop the first ball to go forward, and then at the same time not to allow the opportunity, because you look at Shawal, you look at Maxim is not playing, which is quite surprising. It's quite surprising, but you have goals in all the players in Lions D Sailors, which is hugely dangerous for Albirex, and Albirex is not a team who defends really well. Their goal difference is not that fantastic. But I'm pretty sure Shigetomi would have done something in the break to compact their formation, their shape, not allow opponents to run through them or penetrate them quite easily.
Well, something he has done in the break is he's gone out and he signed a couple of players, 3 players in fact. Some youngsters, Nozomi Ozawa and Taiki Maeda. They've also signed fullback Sharil Sazali from BG Tampines Rovers. But before I ask you about Albirex and the remainder of their 4 months, I'd just like to ask you about Keiji Shigetomi, because when he took over the club in July, they were rock bottom of the SPL League. What's he done now to rejuvenate this team and bring them up to 4th spot where they are currently?
As a coach, when you come into a team where the team hasn't had run of good results, the first thing you need to do is to really get them together, make them understand that they are actually better than whatever they are, right? To give them that morale booster, good pep talks, and at the same time let them enjoy the training, let them enjoy the game. And you can see from those little tweaks that Shigetomi has done in terms of some things that you can't really see on the pitch, it translates to their game as well. Tactically, they are more organized. They are a bit more direct. They don't really play or rather possess the ball for the sake of having it. And that brought in a bit more goals than usual, which allowed them to win those games. And I think it's more of a rolling confidence kind of thing, where you win one game and then you get a bit more confident. You win the next, and it comes naturally as well. Just bring that winning momentum with you. It's a pity that the break came in
when it did.
Yeah, when it did. I'm not too sure whether they can continue that same winning momentum because of these 2 months that they have had, the break they've had. But let's hope that at least they can put up a good fight.
Yeah. They have lost a couple of key players, though, Nigami and Takahagi. Big loss?
I think for Takahagi, he hasn't really played a lot because of some injuries.
Yeah, he was injured, wasn't he?
But for Arya, the number 6, he has banged in, I think, about 4 goals and 4 assists for the team. The replacement that is being brought in, Taiki Maeda, is a direct replacement for him. So let's see whether he can make the same impact or even better than that for Albirex.
Okay, let's take a look and see whether he will be starting today. This is the starting 11 for Albirex Niigata. Talk us through this, Hidir. How have they set up, and who's going to need to step up tonight?
Well, I think the key battles here would be Shingo Nakano. He has brought in 17 goals for the team, huge amount. Whereas the second in line is Hoshino at just 5 goals, and also Daniel Goh, he's not in the starting lineup with 5 goals as well. They looked more compact. If you look at how they are being lined up here, Ryan Stewart on the right side, a really good signing for him. He's pretty much the captain for today. And if you look at how they shoot and look into the game, it's important they win the midfield battle here, especially when you play against a team who plays a 5-4-1. You have 3 players in midfield against their 2 in the central areas. But then again, you have to really manage the counter-attacks from LCS. I think that's key. That's really key here.
And they are so dangerous in transition. And they, as we saw, the Albirex on the bench, which is really good to see him back. And we might even see him get a few minutes today against the Lion City Sailors. Good stuff. We still have so much to talk about, but we're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about some key battles, and we'll also hear from the 2 respective coaches. You're seeing their scenes from the Bishan Stadium ahead of this one between the Lion City Sailors and Albirex Niigata. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are live at the Besar Stadium for this SPL game between the Lion City Sailors and Albirex Niigata, the White Swans. First game of 2025. Will they be feeling refreshed or a little rusty perhaps? All questions will be answered very, very soon. Let's turn our attention now to the coaches, Alex Rankovic and Keiji Shigetomi. They've only met once this season, ever in their careers, and Shigetomi came out on top in that one match week 14, 3-1 over Rankovic. So it is now time for Rankovic to see if he can exact revenge on Shigetomi tonight at the Besar Stadium. Let's hear from both coaches. We caught up with them earlier this evening.
Hello Ranko, already a busy start to 2025 for the Lion City Sailors. From a coach's perspective, how do you balance both the physical and mental aspects of having such a packed schedule?
I think physical it's more challenging than mental, because we love that we can play so many games and compete on different levels. So that's not a problem. My players are highly motivated. Only thing is, yeah, we as a staff have to sometimes monitor how they feel, but it's nothing extreme, let me say like that, because after this game we have 6 days rest, and then again we have to see how we're gonna approach the next SPL game, but we look from game to game.
And does it make any difference, facing opponents that are coming out of very long break like Albirex today?
For us, not. I mean, we approach every opponent with a lot of respect and a lot of seriousness, if you want to say it like that. So for us, very important match, especially because the last time we played them we lost, so that's also give a lot of motivation to our team.
And what kind of challenges are you foreseeing today?
Yeah, first of all, they got some new players, so maybe that, but we haven't seen them, so we will see during the match.
And speaking of new players, one of the bigger news coming out was your acquisition of Akram Asman. What does a player like him bring to the table, and do you think we can see him in action today?
It brings, I think Akram is a player that we had an eye on for a long time. He can play a couple of positions, especially in the back, very good defensive player. So if he's going to get some minutes today, I cannot tell you that, but he's definitely going to get some minutes this season.
Yes, I think my bodies have been refreshed over the break, and we have been training and prepare for this match.
And speaking of this match, it's a huge first match back in the SPL, and up against a team that has been pretty active throughout the break. And what kind of game are you expecting today, and how have you prepared for them?
Yeah, I know about their activities, and I've watched them. So we analyzed their strengths and weakness, and we have been prepared how to compete against them. Anyway, it will not make it easy for them.
And it's a tricky pitch to play on, especially with the rainy conditions this past week. In fact, it's just drizzling a bit now. How much of that will that be a factor to the kind of football that we see today?
Yeah, definitely it will be tough and difficult game, but we have to play in all conditions. Anyway, we will do our best.
Yeah, pretty slippery conditions, but I tell you, temperature-wise, it's just perfect, isn't it? Cool 24, 25 degrees Celsius at the moment. But very interesting, Coach Shigetomi says his team is feeling very refreshed, and Coach Rankovic was talking about the fact that it is the physical aspect which it will be harder to balance given the number of games that they're playing. But coming into this one, LCS already have 2 games under their belts in 2025. How much of an advantage is that for them over a team like Albirex, who hasn't played for 2 months?
I think if you look at the players from Lion City Sailors, a lot of them were involved in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup, which could be a good thing at this point of time, which allows the players to maintain their sharpness. They are having good level of training. They have been traveling back and forth a little bit here and there, but I don't think it's going to be that tiring for these players as well. But in terms of those 2 games, I'm pretty sure he has put Lion City Sailors in a much better position than Albirex. To me, it's an advantage for Lion City Sailors. The players are sharper, the players are more match fit against Albirex, who at this point of time, it could be the first game of the season because they have had like 2 months break. I don't think it's going to be a really entertaining game for fans to watch in terms of the intensity of it, especially from Albirex. But I think in terms of entertainment-wise, in terms of goals, we definitely have goals tonight.
Okay, good stuff here. They're always fantastic to get your insights, and I know this is your first live show, and you've been absolutely brilliant. We're going to take a quick break because we've got kickoff coming up in about 10 minutes from now, but Hitter will be back here in the studio at halftime. Like I said, we're going to take a break, and we will see you back when we return at the Bishan Stadium for the kickoff between the Lion City Sailors and Albirex Niigata. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 2.
Hello and a very warm welcome to you from Bishan Stadium for some football this Friday night from the Singapore Premier League as we get the competition back in full swing after a break. And we have a real treat for you tonight with the Lion City Sailors taking on Albirex Niigata, Singapore. This one the first of 4 fixtures coming away in match week 23. Young Lions are in action tomorrow against Tanjung Pagar United at Jalan Besar, with DPMM back at home once again. In the night's later match, as they welcome Geylang International, Sunday's matchup is between Hougang United and Balestier Khalsa at Jalan Besar Stadium. Our focus in the here and now is on this one. Lion City Sailors will be looking to try and pick up the title come the end of the campaign, coming up against the defending champions. Feels like a long time ago now since Albirex Niigata last won the title. It's also been such a long break, it almost feels like we're restarting the season again in a sense, and it's a fresh opportunity for some of these players to come back in and impress, and a chance for some of these clubs to turn things around. With me in the commentary position is a former coach in the league, Hide Kamis. Hide, what can we expect from this fixture?
I think LCS is looking for revenge. You can hear from the coach, Xander Rankovic, saying that the defeat in match week 14 was a huge impetus for them, wants to get back and get the result right for them. I think I do hope that it's going to be a entertaining game, a bit more fast-paced, and at the same time more goals as well for the fans who are here tonight. And for Albirex, it's hugely important for them. Again, I mentioned in the pre-show that they need to manage the transitions, stop the counter-attacks from happening. I don't think Lion City Sailors will be having a lot of the ball tonight, and it could be a situation where Albirex looking at the possession in a higher percentage, and at the same time not finding ways to penetrate the defense of Lion City Sailors.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Lion City Sailors, speaking of them, they come into this fixture in top spot after picking up a 4-2 win away to DPMM on their return to league action. It was their first SPL match since the 19th of October last year, almost 3 months ago. They've been involved in AFC Champions League 2 matches since then, and in the AFF Club Championship. Then it would have felt really good for them to return to domestic action with maximum points in a tough away fixture. They're on 42 points from 18 matches, ahead of BG Tampines on goal difference, but the Sailors have 2 fixtures in hand and a better goal difference coming into this one. A win tonight will see them going 3 clear of their nearest challenger. Albirex head into this game looking for the 10th win of the season. They're in 4th, 2 points ahead of Balestier Khalsa, but 9 points behind Geylang in 3rd. So a win will be important here if they want to close in on a place in the top 3. Usual pre-match rituals. Hassan Sunny there, I almost forgot that he was actually still playing. You've seen him around on social media doing other things around it, which is absolutely fantastic. And good on him. Well done to him in that regard. I saw his name and I thought he retired for a second, but that was just from the international game. It's going to be fascinating as well. There's a little bit of a narrative here with Hassan Sunny on one side, Izwan Mahmoud on the other, as we have a look at our match officials for this one. Referee will be Jansen Fu, first assistant referee Ronnie Koh, second assistant referee Lim Si Seng, and the 4th official for this fixture is Muhammad Taki. Those are the video assistant referees. VAR for this one is Joherman Zaiton. The assistant VAR, Huang Sin Jie. Lovely playing surface here as well at Bishan Stadium. Lion City Sailors looking forward to returning to their home ground, and they'll be looking forward to putting in another good display in front of their home fans. Let's have a look at the starting lineups, beginning with the home side. Lion City Sailors have made 2 changes. Anumantan Kumar comes into the side in place of Hami Shaheen, who has to make do with a place on the bench. Song Yong also returns to the starting 11 in this fixture. Hui Pirej misses out through injury. Lionel Tan back from suspension. He is on the bench for this one, along with the Maxime Lestien. A bit of a surprise there perhaps, but he did miss out in the last fixture, so maybe there is a slight fitness issue with him. And with lots of matches to come for the Lion City Sailors, Alexander Rankovic taking no chances. His 50th match in charge of the Sailors in all competitions. Appointed in June of 2023, he has picked up some famous results on the continental stage, led them into the round of 16 of this season's ACL2 campaign, and won the club's first Singapore Cup last year. this is what he'll be up against. Starting lineup for Albirex Niigata this evening. Yohei Otake comes back into the side for this one. They will need his experience and his presence in those central midfield positions. And as Hidekame has made his debut in the studio ahead of this fixture, there's a debut for Albirex Niigata in the lineup this evening as well. Taiki Maeda, 19-year-old midfielder, comes into the side, signed from Salt Lake Community College in the United States of America. He makes his Singapore Premier League debut in this fixture. They have the likes of Daniel Goh on the bench to come on and try and change things up. Sharul Sazali is also their loan signing from BG Tampines, joining the club. He'll be hoping to make an appearance this evening. Keiji Shigetomi, match number 77 for him as head coach of Albirex Niigata here in Singapore. With this being his second spell at the club, has been at Albirex since 2014, working with the club in various roles. Took over from Kazuaki Yoshinaga in July of last year and has led the club impressively since then. They've shot up the standings after their early season struggles. And here we go at Bishan, the Lion City Sailors who get us underway in the white and blue. Going from left to right on your screens, up against Albirex Niigata Singapore, the defending champions, under pressure early on. Said Firdaus with the clearance. Albirex in the orange kits, going from right to left in this first half. There is Anu with an early touch on the ball. Haris Harun, part of the defensive line for the Lion City Sailors tonight. Hide, what are we expecting from the lineups that we've seen? Are you surprised that the Lion City Sailors are going with the back five here? On paper, at least.
Well, on paper, it looks like this when they are defending, we are not having the ball, but when they are, like what they are now, it becomes a 3-4-3. It is more attacking. Every time they are in possession, Shawal Anwar here, again in dangerous positions, where he's going to be tucking in together with Pat Ramzala, which allows Chris Van Huysen and also Sergio Carmona to bomb forward on the right and left respectively. Look at this ball here from Haris Harun. That's where it's hugely important to track those runners. Shawal Anwar, really speedy striker, on form as well. The whole 2024 has been really fantastic for him. And the LC Sailors winning the first corner of the game,
which will be taken by Song Eui-yong. Players lined up towards the back post. That's where it goes. Haris with the header. Easy for Hassan.
I do hope that this game will be played at a good pace. Again, I mentioned previous match between DPMM and Lion City Sailors wasn't a huge entertainment, or rather wasn't really a good game to watch in terms of entertainment value. Although you had 6 goals.
6 goals, yeah.
But in terms of quality-wise, in terms of football, it wasn't really fantastic as well.
Well, this one, the third meeting between these clubs in the league this season, 4th overall if you count the Community Shield. Van Huysen looking for Leonard T. Up to 13 goals this season, and number 9 for the Lion City Sailors, Christopher Van Huysen. 1 goal, 2 assists this campaign. Calmly done into Haris Harun. Back to Van Huysen.
What Albirex shouldn't allow is not allowing Lion City Sailors to get into midfield and be comfortable in midfield. The 3 players at the back can hold on to the ball as much as they want, but once it gets to midfield, you have to really press and try to win the ball back, especially in the center where you are pretty much outnumbering them.
Datkovic. Bart Ramzala hasn't really produced in terms of the numbers. He did 7 goals, 5 assists for Bart Ramzala this season.
Well, if you put him in any other club, that number looks quite good. But because he's in Lion City Sailors, he didn't really have a lot of impact in terms of numbers, in terms of performance as well. I feel that coming from, maybe he needs time to adapt, but coming from a really higher level league, it needs to be a situation where he's really, dictating play, making those important contributions, not just in terms of numbers.
Well, Celia is winning the first two meetings between these clubs this season, the Community Shield and then the first league match. We've also lost the most recent one. The first league fixture was a 7-1 hammering of Albirex here at Bishan. The biggest win for the Sailors against Albirex. Defending champions getting some revenge in their second meeting in the league at Jurong East. They picked up the 3-1 win there. Back at Bishan for this one. Right under a little bit of pressure from Nakano. Able to get it away. Here is Datkovic once again in possession. Carmona on the left-hand side. Vakram Azman challenging for that left wing-back spot pretty soon, I'm sure.
It could be both sides as well, right? I think he has the ability to play on the right. He's full-footed, understands that role. Tanjung Pagar plays almost the same formation.
As Anu breaks it up in midfield, does well there to release T. Has Shawal in the box. To Ramzala. Space to drive a ball out to Van Huysen. Here's Song. Ramzala, really mobile early on. Van Huysen, again, given that time to send a cross into the area. You see it quite a lot, don't you? Fullbacks a little bit reluctant to get out and actually stop the crosses from coming in.
Well, it's not just this season. It has been happening over the last few. And at the end of the day, nobody can hurt you if the ball is not traveling back into the penalty box or the 18th yard from the sides. The fullback has got to do better in terms of intensity, get a little bit nearer, stop the ball from being played in. Especially when you have numbers in the center from Lion City Sailors.
5 white shirts to hit in the area for Song with the delivery. Again, it's a deep one, but once more, Hassan dominant in the air.
It's really difficult to play against Hassan, where you know his reading of the fly of the ball is exceptionally good. He understands timing as well. So you really need to deliver a really quality ball to even have a chance of getting a header on goal.
There's Kawachi. It's a challenge as well for the players and the coaches, all these clubs having to get through that very long break. A number of players, unless of course you're playing for your international side, but most of the players in the league weren't. As T looking to try and get on the end of that one. Hassan is alert.
Well, you can see slight changes here from Albirex as well, from the way they are building up. Look at this replay again. Ball being played through by Song Yong. Hassan, I don't think that was pretty conventional in terms of how he collected the ball.
You're trying to find that balance, aren't you, from a coaching perspective, Hide? In terms of giving players a little bit of a break, but then also bringing them back in and almost having another sort of pre-season in that sense.
Well, it's a good thing, I think, giving them a break, especially with teams. I don't think Albirex enjoyed that break because they had a good run before that. But if you teams like at the bottom half of the table, been losing games, that break will do them good. Forget about football for a while, go on holiday, come back, reset, set your targets more realistically, and then at the same time work towards it.
We've had changes in personnel with the transfer window, players coming in, players leaving. They've also had a couple of coaching changes, at least to look forward to. Here's Datkovic. That's a great run from Datkovic. Couldn't pick out a teammate though.
I think he was waiting for T to make that run forward, especially on the left-hand side. But he was allowed to make that run. Albirex pretty much didn't put enough pressure or resistance to make him stop that run.
He's been a good signing for the Lion City Sailors, I feel, Tony Datkovic, with his ability in possession.
Yeah.
He's got that passing range as well, but he's also really solid defensively.
He's physically really strong. And I think if you look at the back line, Haris Harun, if it's not him, it's Lionel Tan. Pretty much good size as well, physically strong. Bailey Wright, which comes to my next point. Nakano, really mobile striker, which I think he needs to understand that he can't really get near Bailey Wright. He has to move around. He has to get ahead in terms of being mobile, getting his speed into good positions.
Well, that's a good point, isn't it? It's, you know, if you're going in terms of that physical challenge, shoulder to shoulder, you probably lose out to someone like Wright and Datkovic. But on the flip side of it, they probably aren't the quickest of defenders around.
I think that's where the midfield or even the defense of Albirex Niigata must recognize this. You can't give a ball to Nakano's feet, especially when they have in close proximity with Datkovic or Bailey Wright, to go through the channels, make runs behind, see if it hurts.
That's Kawachi. Early ball over the top. It's Haziq. He's made a good run. That's Ryan Stewart with the cross. Nakano is free in the area. That's the sort of movement that you're looking for here. We're just talking about that. An opportunity early on for Albirex here from Shingo Nakano.
It's really smart of him to just peel away, to stay in between Bailey Wright and Haris Harun. And that's exactly where the ball landed. So look how close it is now. Bailey Wright wanted to push the line up. It's definitely in an onside position. Ball maybe overhead. Judge the fly of the ball that well. But again, something that Albirex can build on.
I just saw there a little bit of miscommunication at the back. Datkovic was playing Nakano onside. Here's Shawal, who's kept himself onside as well. Ryan Stewart in the way, nicely positioned. As Carmona. It is flicked on. Van Huysen. It's closed down. Back to Song. Carmona. Song. Looking for the opportunity to try and play that pass forward. Albirex looking nice and settled here. Got themselves back into the defensive shape. Reorganized. They won't mind these sideways, backwards passes from the Sailors.
As long as it doesn't hurt them. Vertical passes. They're managing the lines well. The spacing between those lines are pretty compact.
Harris, good first time pass out to Van Huysen. Well, the shape on it looked okay, but there was just too much elevation.
Yeah. But the direction on it as well, straight to where exactly Hassan was standing. Nice pass here from Haris Harun to release Van Huysen. That cross has got to be a little better, maybe towards the near post.
Just too much on that from Ramzala. Tried to find Leonard T.
Well, Hassan has been quite busy first 12 minutes here. I don't think his one has touched the ball at all.
That's good hold-up play from Hoshino. That's what we've come to expect from Shuhei Hoshino. Strong in possession. Eventually being turned over. That's Ramzala. It's crowded out. He was looking for the free kick. Referee was nicely placed. And Stewart gambling a little bit too much there. Ramzala! Good save from Hassan.
Good opportunity here, being carved open by Ramzala. Again, Ryan Stewart got the ball, lost the ball back again. Didn't manage to defend against Ramzala, opening that body up for that shot. Hassan Sani just flying across. Good save by the number 18 for Albirex Niigata. It does look like it's going to be a busy night for Hassan Sani.
Goes all the way through. Might fall to Harris. Does, but he can't get a shot away. Shino, a little bit of a scuffed clearance. It's going to be kept in by Van Huysen. Carmona. Sailors returning to their home ground for a league match for the first time since the 19th of October when they defeated Hougang 3-1. Ramzala. Clipped in, Shawa with the header, and it's in. Beautiful ball in. And perfect placement in terms of his positioning. Shawal Anwar just flicking it on. And this time, there was no chance for Hassan Sani to bail out Albirex. Lion City Sailors started off this game well, and they've gotten their early reward with that goal.
Well, good play here from Lion City Sailors. You look at the timing of Shawal Anwar's run. It was in between the two Albirex players. I think Hassan Sani can take a fair share of the blame as well. I don't think he could do anything about it. Maybe could have stayed on the line, because there was two Albirex players there trying to challenge for the ball. But again, credit to Shawa, timing of the run, the hang time as well, which brings him to goal number 14.
Lion City Sailors outright top scorer now, Shawal Anwar. 14th goal in the Singapore Premier League, one ahead of Leonard T at this point. And that's the sort of thing you want to see a little bit more from Bart Ramzala, picking up that assist, his 6th assist of the season.
But a lot of attacks has come from that side, with Bart Ramzala tucking in.
We're talking about Nakano and his movement off the ball earlier. Shawal Anwar, that's perhaps one of the underrated aspects of his game, is how intelligent he is with his movement off the ball.
He goes around playing the game with no airs about him. He's been really consistent in 2024, starting 2025 really well now, continuing his good form in AFF as well. It's rare to see a local player being the top scorer of a really big team in Lion City Sailors.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's Ryan Stewart to Haziq. Going to work their way back into this one. Albirex, Stewart with the cross. Miss kick from Van Huysen. Shawal's there to help out. Harris is able to clear his lines. Cunido stepping in. And the away side back in possession. Haven't really gotten going this one. Yes, they had the opportunity from Nakano, but in possession, it's taken a bit of time for Albirex to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, you look at how they are. They are comfortable at the back here with two central defenders, but they haven't found that link to go forward. They haven't found that rhythm, combination plays at all, which is something they have to look at and improve on.
Shawal Anwar, a great run of goal-scoring form. Scored twice against DPMM in that win for the Sailors. That took them to a top spot in the Singapore Premier League. There he is again. Gives it to Nakano. Here's Hoshino. There's a great stat from the Lion City Sailors social media page as well about Shawal after that brace against Brunei DPMM, meaning he's now scored more Singapore Premier League goals in his 30s than during his 20s. So in his 20s, 34 goals in 110 SPL matches. In his 30s, 37 goals in 75 SPL matches. Well, make that 38 in 76 now. Free kick going the way of Albirex.
Albirex finally finding an opportunity here in the attacking third, but Ramzala just pushing off Haziq Kamarudin for that foul.
The Sailors looking to try and hold that line firm. Swing whipped in by Otake. And this time we've seen is one call into action.
Finally.
T. Ramsala.
Putting that into perspective, Albirex should have done better with that free kick. They're not going to get that a lot, especially in the 20 minutes. It could be the only second opportunity to get into the penalty box.
That's Maeda. Oh, no. And he had the option of Carmona making a late run on the left. Decided just to slow it down. I don't know if you're able to just hear this audio from the stadium as well, from some of these young fans out there. Getting some really good analysis from them as well.
I think maybe 10, 15 years from now, they can be sitting here to give some punditry.
Yeah, why not?
For the league.
Harris. Van Huysen. Yoshimura into Maeda. To Mikuni to clear.
Albirex totally not finding their rhythm at all. They're struggling to get the ball into the opponent's half. They're not getting a good run of possession as well. They're defending so deep, just outside their own penalty box.
Bakovic threads it through into T. Still just the one to hit there in Jalan. What?
I don't think Lions Sailors has that quality in them to break down stubborn defenses with combination plays. He's always trying to just, send those crosses in for Shawa Anwar or anyone else in the penalty area. So which is, I think it's going to be a little bit more easier for Albirex to defend if they stay compact, if they stay close to one another. Let their crosses come in. You have two big players in Kawachi and the number 41, Mikuni, to defend against from those crosses.
Well, that's the key thing, isn't it? That if you're going to let the crosses come in, then you actually have to go and win them as they're coming in.
Yeah.
So we saw with Shawal finding himself in free space in the area and then just touching it past Hassan.
They're hugely open.
Look at that. Great ball from Anu. He picked out Ramsala brilliantly. He's having a good game from central midfield, Anu, as is, but Ramsala is looking very involved.
Yeah, he has been involved in a lot of situations and activities here. But Ramsala tucking in that half space, always difficult to mark players who plays in that half space, especially when you're defending in a 4-4-2 like what Albirex is doing right now. It's a flat midfield.
Just over the head of Shawal there from Hassan. Shimura fouled by Song. No complaints from Sailors number 15. Utility player, young man, Shunki Yoshimura, 20 years of age.
He's gotten a new number as well. Pretty much upgraded himself from 52 to 2.
That's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
Essentially means you've made it into the main selection.
It's always number 1 to 20, right? If you're 52, you're going to be in the under 21s.
Yeah, that's right. A bit sloppy there from Anu. Stewart to Haziq. It's good pressure from Haziq. Side Firdaus, always full of energy and running from central midfield. Haziq, no slouch himself. Lovely footwork from Otake. Stewart with the effort. Plenty of venom behind that from Raihan Stewart. Danger not over yet. Taiki Maeda. Side Firdaus, not really known for his efforts from distance, off his goal scoring. Here's another look at this one, Hide.
I think a good play here from the number 10, Otake, just playing the ball through here. And Stewart realizing, sniffing that moment there where he looked forward, didn't see anyone in the penalty area, didn't have that angle, just took that shot. Here's one on his near post. Could have been bitten by that really, really powerful shot.
Perfect opportunity to talk about Raihan Stewart captaining Albirex Niigata Singapore this evening. Come back to that. It's not the best first touch from T, allowing Mikuni just to put it out for a corner.
Again, those are chances that come for Leonard T, where he is expected to get control of the ball. Especially as a striker, you don't really have time in the penalty box. First touch is hugely important to set you up for the shot.
Third corner of this match. 3 of them for the Sailors. It's another one that's aimed towards the back post. Shimura was there.
It did look like the last touch came off really right, unknowingly.
There's Rankovic, 50th match in charge of the Lion City Sailors. His average 2.02 points per game in his time at the club so far. There's that Singapore Cup. There's a Community Shield. We'll be looking for that SPL title.
Second time Song Hye-yong has been nutmegged by number 2, Yoshimura.
And he's going to be booked.
He's not happy at all. Same place, same area of the field, same player. That reaction just pretty much just those frustrations from being nutmegged.
Beautifully done.
Yeah.
By Junki Yoshimura, who's a very tidy player.
I remember him making his debut for Albirex Niigata. Pretty quiet, dependable. I think that's the kind of player he is. He can play in midfield, central midfield. He can play on the right back, left back as well.
4th yellow card of the season, by the way, that one for Song Hye-yong.
Tactically, Junki Yoshimura is tucking in whenever they are building up, which allows either Take or even number 14 Maeda to get back to try to receive the ball.
Kawachi. Does seem to be an outlet for Albirex Niigata down that right-hand side. They played a few of those passes in behind on that side of the pitch.
Well, they need to. I think you can't play a situation where it's in front of the centre backs. They will love it. They will try to go and get the ball off those players. I think central backs or even defenders really like to turn and make that run. Hazikamarin has speed. Nakano is speedy as well. Need to find that right ball, right timing to play in those channels to hurt Lion City Sailors' defense.
It's Kawachi. Otake. Not enough juice on that switch. Cut out by Van Huysen. Yoshimura. That's a great challenge from Otake. Perfectly timed. Both sides a little bit loose with the ball. Just in that spell, the Sailors will be wanting to try and regain control of this one.
You can see the defensive behavior from Albirex Niigata. The moment they lose the ball, they are always back into their shape as soon as possible, which sometimes allows too much time for Lion City Sailors to take control of the ball, decide what to do at the back, and then the game slows down to walking pace. Push there from Nakano. Back of Anu.
Well, D's free!
Oh.
Beautifully done on that header. And he responds to Shawal Anwar's goal with one of his own.
Similar, really similar goal from Lion City Sailors here. Again, not a combination play, just across from the same side towards Leonard T. We were talking about it earlier. If you allow the cross to be played in, you have to pick up your guy, your marker. Leonard T was being left alone here. Really good header as well, downward header to the side. Nothing Hassan Sani could do about it. Look at the pace of that header as well. Just like that, Lion City Sailors is up by 2 goals.
There you go, confirmation of that one being his 14th of the season. That's another one for Leonard T. Also scored twice against DPMM in that 4-2 win. It's his 4th goal in his last 3 matches for the Lion City Sailors in all competitions. Picked up a goal against Port FC as well in the final AFC Champions League 2 group fixture.
I think Leonard T has finally found his feet here in Singapore football. It took some time for him to understand the demands of the league and also maybe to learn about his opponents. But at this point of time, 14 goals just in the league itself is pretty much a good return. Firdaus here in a position where definite foul there from Haris Harun.
Leonard T perhaps is taking a little bit of time to settle
Yeah.
into the rhythm of things, but he's starting to get those goals now. Does have really good experience and pedigree. He played in German football. And also in Dutch football. Top flight in the Eredivisie. He's had some experience in the Bundesliga. So in the second divisions of Dutch and German football. A little bit of danger here for the Lion City Sailors as Albirex look to pull one back. There's Mikuni. Well, turned into no danger at all.
Bit too much there from Mikuni. Didn't get that downward spin on it. Free kick was maybe 10 yards further. Could have been a situation where send one flying across.
That's right. Now, it's interesting from Bailey Wright as well. He was recently pretty vocal about how he's still available for selection if Australia decide they still need him and his services.
I don't think anyone wants to retire from international football. The lure of it is really, really good for anyone.
Here's Ramsala! Powered into the top corner. Bart Ramsala has been on fire this evening, and he gets himself a goal. The Lion City Sailors are cruising along here at Bishan.
Oh, the reaction from Hassan Sani says it all. He can't really do anything about it as well. The quality of that goal from Bart Ramsala. He has been a thorn in Albirex defense the whole 30 minutes here. Coming back to his right foot, he knew exactly where he wanted to place that ball. I don't think he would have placed it. He just whacked it in. Really high quality goal here again from that side of the field. 3 goals coming from that side of the field. Something again Albirex needs to look at half time. What a goal it was from the number 10.
It's been very difficult for Albirex Niigata to pick up Bart Ramsala this evening. His 8th goal of the season. We said we wanted to see more from Ramsala. He's certainly delivering. Otake. This could get really ugly for Albirex Niigata. Shades of that 7-1 win from earlier this season for the Lion City Sailors. Albirex was just taken apart by the home side in that fixture.
They look messy in attack, Albirex. Didn't look like they are in good positions. Nobody's occupying the half space. When the fullbacks are tucking in, doesn't look like the one that he's replacing, or rather the position that he's replacing, doesn't look like they know what to do, where to stand, where to position themselves.
Could you argue there's perhaps a little bit of rustiness, lack of match sharpness for Albirex Niigata, whereas for the Lion City Sailors, they've been involved in some pretty intense matches on the continent.
It could be, but I don't think it's going to be this rusty. Especially in terms of getting yourself in good positions when you are in possession. Every ball forward is being intercepted by the LCS players, which I find it odd as well.
Yoshimura pushing into central midfield from left back. Goes back out wide again. Referee deciding to play the advantage. I wonder if Albirex are just saying they'd rather have the free kick. And Saiful Daus. Good switch out wide to Stewart. Otake. Well worked by Albirex again. Otake. That's a little bit of space to have an effort at goal, but was very comfortable for Iswan.
Well, much better from Albirex. Niigata here, having that possession, and then at the same time ending it up as a shot on goal, on target. What could be the first shot on target?
I don't even know, because if that was actually on target, because it could have been headed wide. This one not taking any chances. Well, Sailors are really just happy here to play in the transitions, allow Albirex the opportunity to have a bit of the ball.
Well, that's what they are good at as well. They are set up for the transition for all competition. SPL, Shopee Cup, ACL2. They've always had that ability to get forward as quickly as possible with the players they have. And when you defend like this, you don't really have a good amount of high-speed running, which means that you're not gonna expend that much energy as well.
Throw in a very deep position for the Lion City Sailors. Well, they found a strategy that works for them. And as you mentioned quite rightly, it's that counter-attacking game is something that's worked out brilliantly for them on the continent.
It's difficult as well to have two types of play or two game model where, you know, in SPL you got to play like this, and then in ACL you got to play like that. So it takes some time.
Song. Song Young. It's a late challenge there from Said Firdaus. Referee is saying it's corner. It'll happen right in front of him.
Let's take a look at this again. Drop of the shoulder, create that space. I couldn't really tell from that angle. This one we can.
There was some contact on the follow-through, but I don't think there was a lot of impact in that challenge. There's not force, rather, from Said Firdaus as he went down. It was more
trying to block that
a
shot,
block and then Song on the follow-through, making contact with the studs of Said Firdaus. It still hurts. But
especially nowadays, the shin pads are not really for the shin.
Yeah, some of them are tiny, aren't they?
I think it's just for formality's sake. Just to get the match official to just say, okay, ready to play.
Well, to be fair, it's not something that is it's a new age thing. I've seen players in the past put pieces of cardboard down their socks just to make it look like they're wearing shin pads. Anyway, that could be Shan Shawal. Header this time at the near post.
Well, it seems like every cross or every ball into the box is being met by an LCS player.
Not surprising, isn't it? I think the way Albirex have approached this, that's just haven't looked switched on right from the first whistle. It's been a terrible first half from their perspective. So lots of analysis coming your way from Hide Kames, who'll be joining Colette Wong in the studio at half-time of this fixture. We're looking at the highlights, we're looking at the goals, and Hide, I'm sure, will have a bit more analysis and insight as to why this is happening. Here come Albirex. He's going to try and burst forward with a counter-attack of their own. That's a brilliant ball. Cross-field pass from Darkovic. Big switch out to Van Huysen. Another big switch. Went from left to right and from right to left again. Stretching out Albirex Niigata. Carmona. Three players to try and hit in the area, but it's gone straight to Hassan Sani. Working out these openings in the wider positions really well, the Lion City Sailors. Really good success. The quality of the attacks down the left-hand side, creating all sorts of issues for Albirex Niigata. Look, pedestrian in possession. Pedestrian defensively as well. Statue standing around in the area, expecting the crosses to come in, but not dealing with deliveries into the box. It's broken down again. Back well by Yoshimura. Needs to find a way out, quickly close down. Great counter-pressing from the Lion City Sailors. Here's Ramsala. Van Huysen. Slows it down again, just for the moment. Sailors well in control. Well, it has to be a big shift in the approach of Albirex Niigata in that second half. It's been far too passive here. 3 goals down and just sitting back and in their own half, looking to defend deep. Expect them to be producing a little bit more in the second 45. Minimum of 1 minute to be added on, which is quite right. Too much in the way of stoppages in this first 45. Put forward by Mikuni. Here's Hoshino. Take. Shawal was in the way. Cuts out that pass. T gets it from right. Looks for Ramsala. Could be number 4 here. Song! It is number 4. A perfect first half for the Lion City Sailors. 4 goals in this one. Albirex Niigata being taken apart at Bishan Stadium once again. A quick counter-attack. Unerring with the finish. Song Eui-yong with his 5th goal of the season. There's that quick break. Team with good movement out wide. Played into the run of Ramsala. Gets held up by Kawachi. Doesn't panic. Waits for the support to come in from Song Eui-yong. Kind of a trademark late run into the area from the Sailors, number 15. And that's a high quality finish there. Really well taken by Song Eui-yong. Chance for Hassan Sunny in goal once again. A wonderful first half played by the Lion City Sailors. As confirmation, 5th goal of the season for Song Eui-yong, who's still not happy with some of the refereeing that he's seen. Asking a few questions of Jansen Fu. He scored 1, so has he, Leonard T. Shaul Anwar has also gotten a goal. He got the party started. Ramsala scoring the 3rd goal for the Lion City Sailors. Song Eui-yong and adding the 4th just before this break. So at half-time here at Bishan Stadium, it's the Lion City Sailors 4, Albirex Niigata 0. Colette Wong and Hide Kamis with analysis and highlights from the studio coming up.
Welcome back. It is halftime at the Bishan Stadium, where the Lion City Sailors are in complete control over Albirex Niigata. They are 4-0 up. Goal from Shaul Anwar, Leonard T, Bart Ramsala and Song Wee Yong just at the end of first half. So it's been a perfect first half, hasn't it, as Roshan said, for the Lion City Sailors.
Yeah,
but Albirex really haven't offered very much, have they?
I think they came into the penalty box just twice in the first half, or rather tried to trouble Iswan Mahmud in the first half just twice. They have been really poor in possession as well.
Yeah.
They're comfortable at the back with the Mikuni and Kawachi when they are having the ball, but they didn't have any options to go forward. I think they are trying something, but it's not working out here because the fullbacks are tucking in, which I think they want to allow Otake to go forward. But at the same time, they haven't found those channels to play the ball through, which forces Mikuni to just play the ball forward. I would say aimlessly as well, because it has been happening for quite some time in the first half. And from then, or rather from that loss of possession, it became very difficult for them to defend against Lion City Sailors. They didn't press the moment they lost the ball. They got back into position. But again, they weren't tight enough or compact enough, and it allowed Lion City Sailors to play through them really, really easily. Yeah,
so a lot of questions, a lot to process there for Shigetomi in the break. But let's have a look at the first half highlights, and we'll see exactly what Hira was talking about in terms of the lack of creativity going forward, as well as those defensive mistakes. This was the first opportunity. What a great opportunity this was by Bart Ramsala in the 14th minute. Needed a big save from Hassan Sani.
He was really busy in the first half. Hassan Sani went on to collect a few crosses before this, and this was the first shot that he had to really manage well as well, and a really big sign of what's to come later on.
That was absolutely right. You stole the words right out of my mouth, because a minute later, this happened.
For me, it's a big mistake by Hassan Sani as well. He shouldn't have gone out to collect the ball. He could have stayed on his line. He had two defenders with Shaul Anwar. I don't think he could have troubled the goal if he had stayed on the line. But look at the space being afforded to Bart Ramsala. They allowed the crosses to come in, and then at the same time, they didn't manage to pick out Shaul Anwar tightly enough to not allow him to take that header.
Shaul Anwar with his 14th goal of the season there. You mentioned Albirex getting into the box twice. This was one of them. Raihan Stewart getting past the keeper, but not the crossbar.
He saw that opportunity, and I think he realized as well, Izwan is not really strong on his near post. Took that shot, really unlucky as well for him to be hitting that bar.
Well, 1-0 at this point, and in the 31st minute, it became 2-0, very similar to the first goal scored by Shaul.
Really similar, from the same side.
Yes.
Allowed the cross to be taken, in between the two centre backs as well, Kawachi and Mikuni. But give credit to Leonard T. The quality of the header. Still had a lot to do. Headed the ball downwards. Look at the pace of the header as well. Hassan Sani, it takes a lot to beat Hassan Sani.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely, it does. 2-0 there. 35th minute, it was 3-0. Bart Ramsala smashing this into the top corner.
Again, from the same side. These two players combining to get into the box of the Albirex players. Nothing the players could have done. Just came back to his right foot. He didn't need to look at where the goal is. He knew exactly where he wanted to take that shot. Beautiful goal from Lion City Sailors here. And it became so easy for Lion City Sailors over the next 10 minutes, because they were already 3-0 up. They found out space. It was too open for them as well.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Albirex losing the ball once again, creating this opportunity, which would come back for Song Wee Yong. and he would smash that in easy peasy. 4-0 Lion City Sailors.
The one who lost the ball initially was Mikuni, and it happened a lot in the first half. That pass from him was a bit wayward, and the ball got to Leonard Thie, went on to the left-hand side, but Ramzala had the awareness to realize that he couldn't take that shot. That level, the speed of support as well. Give credit to Song. He was, I'm absolutely thinking that he would be sprinting forward to try to get that shot in, to get a goal in. Good left foot shot. Again, it takes a lot to beat Hassan Sani, but it looks simple, really, really simple here for Lion City Sailors.
So 4-0 for the Lion City Sailors over Albirex Niigata. All 4 goals scored by different players. Let's have a look at the first half stats here. Possession-wise, I'm quite surprised that Albirex Niigata have more possession than Lion City Sailors, but there you go. What do you make of this?
Well, it's pretty accurate as well. 9 attempts at goal, 6 on target, 4 of which turned into the scoreline now as it is at 4-0. In terms of possession, I think Albirex had a lot of it at the back line, which is not going to hurt LCS at all. They have to translate that to go into the attacking third and try to create chances from there, especially in the second half. And of course, they have to keep it tight and not concede anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to process here. 4 goals down, Albirex need to score, but they can't leave themselves too exposed at the back, can they?
Yeah, of course, they have to keep it tight. They have to really understand their roles now. Let's not concede any more goals. If you have to keep it at 4-0, just keep it at 4-0 and try to go forward.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff, Peter. As always, thank you so much. Peter will be back with us at full time to go through the second half. But as it stands at the Bishan Stadium, it is Lion City Sailors 4, Albirex Niigata 0. We'll be taking a very short break. When we come back, we'll have second half coming up.
Welcome back to Bishan Stadium for this fixture between the Lion City Sailors and Albirex Niigata Singapore. An excellent first half from the Lion City Sailors. 4 goals up. First was scored by Shawalanwa, and a D then added a second. But Ramzala getting a third, and then Song Yong just before half-time, making it 4. Sailors cruising along, looking in really good control of this one. 45 minutes to see what sort of response we'll get from Albirex Niigata, who weren't in this fixture at all. They've made a change here with Daniel Goh coming on to replace Hazik Kamarudin. There's confirmation of that one. And then Razak has also come on for the Lion City Sailors. We'll just wait and see who he's actually come on for once we get confirmation of that. Looks to be Shawalanwa that Razak has replaced. There you go. So an opportunity for Razak to try and impress here. As Shawal gets a bit of a breather. Hide Kames is back with me in the commentary position. Hide, what would you like to see from the away side in this second half?
Well, a bit of doggedness and also a bit of compactness in how they defend. It's been too easy for Lion City Sailors to just get past the midfield and getting the ball into the box from crosses, and that's something that I would like to see some change in the second half. Don't allow the cross to come in. Don't allow them to get through your midfield to face your defense as easy as it was in the first half. And at the same time, don't lose possession of the ball really cheaply. I think that's one thing that they need to understand. If you lose the ball and you are open, which has been in the first half, Lion City Sailors is going to kill you, especially with their strength in transition.
Here we go then for this second half. Look at that attitude from the Lion City Sailors straight away on the attack. They just trying to fire it past Hassan at the near post. Wants a corner. Goal kick has been given.
Yeah, look at again, the chance came from Albirex losing the ball. I think it was going to hit the outside of the post.
Lion City Sailors going from right to left on your screens for this second 45. And the white and blue. Albirex Niigata going from left to right in the orange. There's Harun. Bit of a smile on his face there. Giving away a free kick for that hug on Shoyo Shino.
The Lion City Sailors have recognized that that's how the goal kick is being taken. Ball to Mikuni and just straight to Oshino forward.
Just tries to play that pass into the run of Nakano. It's read well by Bailey Wright. The Lion City Sailors have a strong record here at Bishan. They've only lost once at their home ground this season, and that was to BG Tampines, a heavy 5-0 defeat. But aside from that, Sailors with 7 wins and 1 draw from their 9 SPL matches played here so far.
I think they love their home ground. The pitch suits them. They have a similar pitch in their training ground as well, which is fantastic to be training on.
There's Ryan Stewart, the captain's armband. Are you surprised to see that?
Yeah. He just came into the team, but it also shows how much influence he has had over the last few months with Albirex Niigata. Well, it could be a situation where they have earmarked him to be a potential leader in the future.
Formerly with the Warriors FC and Young Lions, also had a couple of seasons in Thai football, in Thai League 2 with Chiang Mai, and then had a bit of a spell with BG Pathum United in Thai League 1. Didn't get as many minutes as I think he would have liked.
That's also the reason why maybe he would prefer a team where he play those minutes.
Ramsala exchanging passes with T. Good movement from Song. Ramsala again. Carmona. With the cutback. Razak. He should have had to go first time. Far too casual there. Razak.
It does look like he was trying to maneuver himself.
Carmona. And a decent ball in. Falls to Razak again! Has that crossed the line?
Don't think so.
Well, the early indications are that it hasn't. Let's have a look at this on the replay.
Ball by Sergio Carmona. Not really defended well enough. No, I don't think so. Good call by the referee. 2 chances in as many minutes by the 4 Razak.
Far too easy for the Sailors.
Yeah.
Dankovic meets that delivery from Song. Daniel Goh was in the way.
I think Albirex needs to decide how are they going to defend. Are they going to press, or are they going to sit and fight Lions Sailors to come? Because I think the way they pressed in the second half, that first press wasn't good enough. They didn't win the ball, and they leave a lot of space in midfield for Lions Sailors. That's where the chances came.
Sailors unbeaten in 6 league games coming into this fixture. 4 wins, 2 draws. And actually their last league defeat was in August of last year. At 3-1 loss to Albirex, who are one of only 2 sides to have defeated the Sailors this season. That's Mikuni. Anu. The Sailors actually have a pretty poor record against Albirex Niigata overall. Just 2 wins in 14 SPL matches against Albirex for the Sailors. Albirex winning 9 of 17 meetings in all competitions between these clubs. Ramsala, still with Ramsala. Saved by Hassan, falls to T. Makes it 5. Goal number 15 of the season for Leonard T.
It didn't look like there was any change defensively for Albirex Niigata. The way they have been playing is the same. Still allowing Sailors to have that amount of space and build up on the right-hand side. Really lucky for Chris to get the ball back from that challenge. They had 5 players in the penalty box. Sailors, and Leonard T was in a good position here just to get that rebound to the back of the net. Well, he's at the top of the goal scoring list for LCS now.
There goes one ahead of Shaul Anwar.
Scoring the 5th goal for the Sailors, and it's second on the 9, number 9, Leonard T.
It's interesting to see as well. Like if you look at the modern day here, Lions Sailors, I don't think they are in gear 4 even. It could be just maximum in gear 3.
They look nice and relaxed, don't they?
Relaxed. Too relaxed. They're not troubled. They are not running hard enough, or they don't need to as well.
Well, you know, Hide, you mentioned earlier that the break in the league schedule probably came at a bad time for Albirex Niigata, because they were in a strong run of form before that break. Just 1 defeat from their last 6 league matches, 5 wins in that run. They've actually only lost 2 of their last 10 SPL matches, with 7 wins and a draw from their series of fixtures before they returned to league action here against the Lion City Sailors. So it's a real run of results that saw them gain a lot of momentum in their push up the standings.
Well, they are 4th right now. It's testament to what they did prior to the break, but again, it's not doing them any good if you look at the performance so far in this game. And I don't think he will improve throughout the next, 30, 40 minutes as well.
Van Huysen, tidily done. Ramsala. Razak. Lifts it in. Better from Mikuni. Falls to Ramsala. Sailors win it again. Darkovic. And he rolls well there, Abdul Razak.
Razak getting into action a lot. Third chance now for him.
I think that Rankovic will be really pleased with in terms of the performance from the Sailors tonight. It's not just their quality in possession, not just the chances they've created, the goals they've scored, but the work that they've put in when they don't have the ball. Look at that once again.
They're pressing up high and they are strong enough individually in a 1v1 situation where physically they can win the ball in terms of strength, and they can do that action repeatedly as well. So it shows how fit they are.
Close up on Anu, 20-year-old. There was some talk about whether he was actually going to go out on loan somewhere in the transfer window. He's still with the Sailors, and he's put in a really good shift here. He doesn't get too many starts, Anu. Just the 2 starts this season prior to this one. This is his 3rd of the campaign, his 15th appearance overall. That's Sailors number 6. He's done a good job. Song lays it out to Van Huysen. That was actually a pretty decent ball into the box.
You can see Bart Ramsala giving a thumbs up to Chris Van Huysen. No one was there to pick up that cross.
Here's goal. Nakano. Haven't had the chance to really mention Nakano too much, aside from earlier on when we were talking about his need to make some good runs in behind the opposition defense, but the service hasn't come for him.
And no one in the midfield has really taken that responsibility to dictate the game for Albirex Niigata. Seth Ferdaus is not that type of player. You would expect Otake, number 10, to lead by example, but it hasn't come as yet.
Otake. Incredibly slow pace of passing here from Albirex. They need to do a lot more of this. Let's move it quicker through the lines, you feel. That's when they can potentially cause a few issues for the Sailors. It's taken quickly, and it goes straight out for a goal kick.
I'm not sure what Daniel was doing over there. Was it a pass to Ryan Stewart?
Here's one. Try and give himself something to do there. Stewart to Hoshino. Back to Stewart. Here's goal. And Stewart with the effort cuts across it. That's a shot on target for sure.
Yeah. Went directly to Izwan Mabud. But there was some swerve on it as well. replay here. Was swerving out.
Just cutting across that one. Right-hand Stewart yet to score for Albirex, and he's been played in a more advanced position for Singapore on the international stage at the AFF Championship. If he plays the advantage well. T onto Carmona. Ramsala was waiting in the 6-yard box.
3 players were waiting in the 6-yard box. Ramsala and T not happy. He's on a hat trick. Work here by Yon. Carmona realized that big opportunities just came for him.
Sanford House. They've gotten away with that one. Risky. And eventually they've turned it over to the Sailors.
Got lucky there, Sanford House. Ball was a bit short. The pass was a bit under hit as well.
About to see a couple of changes for the Lion City Sailors, and why not? I mean, they're in a very solid position here. They've got matches coming up and opportunity to use the squad and rest some players. Lionel Tan getting ready to come on. And Maxime Lestien, the other one. Imagine being able to bring Maxime Lestien on when you're 5 goals up.
Well, again, it's just to maintain that sharpness.
Ramsala into T, another mistake from Albirex. Was given away by Hassan Sani this time.
A bit uncharacteristic of Hassan to just give the ball away cheaply. Well, it could be just a stroll in the park for Maxime Lestien just to get some minutes under his belt. Didn't play at all against Brunei PMM.
Easy night at the office. Ramsala. Excellent outing for the Lion City Sailors.
Really good shift by the number 10 here. Created a lot for his team. The runs, the goals as well.
Here's Anu. Lestien. Oh, Lionel Tan is there. The substitutes combining almost immediately.
Obviously, we would see a smile from Lionel Tan. Maxime Lestien's first or second touch was across to Lionel Tan. I don't think he was warmed up enough, Lionel Tan.
Looking for the immediate impact. First of the season for Lionel Tan. If he had put that away, it would have been the 20th assist of the campaign for Maxime Lestien. Here's goal. Time to get his head up. Good ball into the area by Daniel Goh. Just needed a touch. Going to get caught out here once again. Albirex Niigata. T. Has Razak in support. Flag eventually goes up for offside.
Who was it? I didn't think that Razak was offside. Daniel Goh having a free space and time here just to pick out the run of Nakano. I felt they could have done better with that pass. Didn't have any pressure on him.
Kawachi. Cypher Dawes that chance to turn on the ball in midfield. Dakovic there once again, keeping pace with the Raihan Stewart.
Experience from Dakovic, just having that slight arm across, slow and Stewart down.
What did you make of Raihan Stewart playing in a more advanced position for Singapore?
Well, he can give that penetration in terms of the determination that he has. But again, I think I feel he's better at the back. He has that ability to get forward from the back and also defend. He's physically really strong as well. He could use that as a part of the back four or back five.
Nakano wanted it back from Hoshino. Intent was there. Execution, not quite. Take. Dominated possession in that first half, Albirex Niigata, but didn't really do much with it.
For me, this is so much better than how it was in the first half. They are getting possession in the opponent's half, not just in between their two centre backs. They're still trying to create, they're still trying to find that space and time to go forward, which is a massive improvement from what it was.
Well controlled by T. Van Huysen onto Lestien. So back to Van Huysen. That's a good cutback. Carmona passed in for 6.
Too simple again from the Albirex side. He's not putting enough resistance. It's really effective football here by Lansley Sailors. Knows exactly what to do in those situations. Play the ball out. Maxime Lestien waiting for that run. Here's Van Huysen. Knows exactly he has teammates coming into the penalty box. He's played it in without looking on Sergio Carmona, just passing it into goal. Too easy as well. Again, for me, it comes down to the fact that Albirex is trying to push forward. The ball is being played through. Then a T holding onto the ball, and nobody can sprint that fast to get back to defend because all of them are trying to press the ball forward. So which is why the second layer of defending is not there anymore for the cutback.
Second goal of the season for Sergio Perez Carmona. Tells us, so we've heard rather, that he wants to be referred to as Carmona.
Okay.
But he's listed on the team sheet as Sergio Perez. We'll call him Carmona if that's what he wants.
All right.
Absolutely.
Tactically, it's not working here for Albirex at all.
What is working for Albirex? Two more changes to come for the Lion City Sailors. Christopher Van Huysen, one of those set to come off. Leonard T, the other, who will be replaced.
Are we seeing the new guy, Akram Azman?
Not yet. Here's Lestien, still with Lestien!
Hassan Sani giving a smile to his former teammate. situation just became too easy. Driving through defense, allow him to take that shot.
Well, when they get the opportunity to make those changes, we will see Hafiz Noor and Haikal Pasha making an appearance.
Well, those two players haven't had a lot of playing time this season.
Here's Maxime Lestienne. Easily away from Yoshimura into the area. Just ran out of room. A little bit too friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Yeah, you're 6-0 down, but you know, there's no need for that.
So here are the changes. Hafiz Noor will be coming on for Christopher Van Huysen. Leonard T, scorer of 2 goals tonight, won't get his hat-trick. Up to 15 for the season.
I wouldn't be too happy with that. I want to get my hat-trick, especially in a situation like this where I think within the next 10 minutes I definitely have a good chance to score final goal.
Well, they have an important game, Lion City Sailors next, coming up against Buriram United in the
Oh, that's a tough one.
ASEAN Club Championship. And then not too long after that, they have Geylang International. So that's going to be a tough fixture for the Lion City Sailors as well. So just a bit of squad planning, rotation, just looking ahead to future challenges. There's Raihan.
The points are pretty much in the bag for Lion City Sailors. It's a matter of seeing the game to the end.
So no more changes for the Lion City Sailors then. They've made the 5. It is Albirex Niigata will be looking to make a change of their own here. Take. Well, it's been pretty sterile in possession from Albirex Niigata. They've seen a lot of the ball, but have not caused any real issues for the Sailors. And again, it's another waste. Overhit that from Daniel Goh. Looking for Stewart. Made a run on the underlap.
That's the quality in attacking third, which is hugely missing for Albirex. They have a good goal scorer in Nakano, but they have to provide that service to him, which hasn't come in this game. They are enjoying those possessions in midfield, but they still have about 9-10 players to beat before getting into goal, which has been difficult for any team. You play against Lion City Sailors.
There's that change. Daiki Maeda on his debut. hasn't been a good one for him.
Yeah, tough, really tough debut for the new Japanese player.
Arshad Shamim is on. Making his 20th appearance of the season, 25-year-old Arshad Shamim. He's only had 4 starts this campaign. Coming up against his former club here. Daniel Go.
Haven't had a lot to shout about as well, Daniel Go this season. In terms of performance and form. Get to the AFF squad.
Yeah, he scored 5 goals, Daniel Go, but you're right in the sense that the performances and in terms of the consistency and what we saw from him when he was at Balestier, he hasn't sort of hit those heights, says he, with Albirex.
Something is missing here in this season. He's not really himself. Maybe a loss of confidence as well.
Well, you're not the only one. Shashi Kumar as well has, you know, the other color comps that we have on our coverage. So has on occasion spoken about wanting to see a bit more from Daniel Go.
Mentally, I think he has to be stronger. I coached him in 2019 with Balestier. He's not really a young player anymore. He's had a lot of seasons under his belt. He's got to be better mentally and also stronger physically. He still looks the same.
25-year-old Daniel Go. Scored 8 goals for Balestier last season in the Singapore Premier League, did Daniel Go.
I think he was far more dangerous last season as well. Even though he scored just 8 goals, he's had 5 this season, but you don't really feel that he's a threat anymore.
That's exactly the word I was just going to say. He looked at threat with Balestier, didn't he? And he always looked dangerous. Otake. Lots of space in midfield here. Well, that's pretty much how it's gone for Albirex Niigata this evening. There's been a real lack of quality.
Frustrating night for the Albirex here. Everyone involved in the club.
Well, we spoke earlier about the break perhaps coming at the wrong time for Albirex. They were also in a very good run of form in away matches, winning all the last 3 away games in the league prior to that break. Consecutive 3-2 wins against Balestier and BG Tampines, followed by that 1-0 victory against the Young Lions. They were on a woeful run of form away from home before those 3 straight wins. Now Hoshino gets out-muscled by Haris Harun.
You don't get to say that a lot. Haris Harun just standing in front of the running path of Hoshino. It's experience for you.
Albirex Niigata starting off the season without picking up maximum points in their first 7 away matches. 6 defeats and a draw in that run. And they had 3 away wins in a row, and back to being beaten soundly here at Bishan.
Well, breaks are always tough to manage. You can't really play quality teams as well. You don't have enough in Singapore to do it. You have to travel out, and sometimes budget doesn't allow you to do so. So you got to start the season almost at square one in terms of being ready, being match fit.
Transitional season in terms of the calendar being changed. So it has had to be extended for that. So had all sorts of tournaments, AFF championships, meaning the league took a long break for that.
This is just not happening in Singapore, it's happening everywhere in the world, especially here in South Asia. Some countries have gotten into the international calendar.
Stewart. There's Nakano. That's a good ball. To Arshad. Daniel Go with the effort there. There'll be a real desire here from Lion City Sailors to want to try and keep that clean sheet.
Yeah. But it doesn't look how angry Haris Harun is. He wants that clean sheet. He wants everyone to stay at the same pace, not too complacent. Sometimes when you're 6-0 up, you know, maybe you would stop running a little bit faster. You stop running at all because you know that you haven't really had any threat from Albirex Niigata today.
That's Oshino.
Nice pair of boots, but not the scoring one. Hoshino here, going back to his left foot. Knew exactly what he wanted to do, but the execution was far off.
Keen to try and keep their 6th clean sheet of the season here at Lion City Sailors. The last time they kept a clean sheet was on the 14th of September last year against Tanjung Pagar. 6-0 win on that occasion. Do it. Harris. It's a good defensive header.
Yeah. Went straight out.
A little bit clumsy there from Datkovic. Necessary as well.
Ball being thrown in. Go waiting for the challenge to come. Winning that free kick.
So Take.
Oh, they've had corners, I think. They've had free kicks. I think both by Otake hasn't been threatening at all.
Well, you see it again, the quality.
Yeah,
I touched on it earlier, but the quality is just hasn't been there. And you expect a lot better from these players.
This is definitely not rustiness. I don't think this is them being rusty. Hopefully it's just an off day where everyone is having a bad day all at the same time.
Flagger stay down, Lestien. On the end of that pass, Razak. Lestien. Well, it's that delayed flag, and the moment the momentum goes out of the move, the assistant referee takes the opportunity to raise his flag and say, "Yep, that was offside." But that's
a bit too long.
But that's what I guess that's what they have to do, right?
Yeah.
It's the delayed flag for, you know, VAR, just in case they score a goal from that, it can be reviewed. Probably are some instances where if it's quite obvious, then
Yeah, you shouldn't
flag
wait.
should-
Yeah, shouldn't wait at all.
Mikuni. That's a good pass into Hoshino. This breaks that midfield line, but the Sailors again, I mean, they've been nice and compact.
Yeah.
And defensively, they've been really solid.
Yeah. Well, you got to give that credit to them. That has been their game all along, especially against bigger and stronger teams in the ACL2 or Shopping Cup. It's been really a weapon for them.
Oh, nicely done by Hafiz. This is Lestien.
Well, you can see a lot of the LCS players are giving Maxim a lot of leeway here. I think he can pretty much do anything he wants, and nobody is going to be barking at him. Maybe Haris would, but the rest would just be...
It's Raihan Stewart. That's a bit of a late kick out there from Carmona. Otake. Clipped in. Loose first touch from Nakano. Fidaus. Hoshino. No way through again. Another block in there, this time from Datkovic. The first one was from Haris. Second one from Datkovic. It's been a frustrating evening for the away side. Here's Arshad Shamim. Otake. Datkovic. It's there to head away. Not a bad ball in from Otake. Just over the head of Shuhei Hoshino. Here come the Lion City Sailors on the break. Lestien. The Razak, was he nudged in the back there by Mikuni? Referee says no. Firdaus. Cleaned up well. Here's one in the end. Good communication between Izwan and Datkovic. Now they've controlled this game brilliantly, the Lion City Sailors. Wonderful performance. We've touched on it earlier, the fact that yes, they've been exciting going forward, very creative in possession, and they've scored all these goals, 6 of them so far. A lot of good work without the ball as well. Strong at the back, playing with absolutely the right attitude and intensity. And they don't have possession of the ball. Has been spot on this evening. Saikal Pasha. Quite clearly here the Olays coming from the crowd now. It's been a really good night for them at Bishan. Sailors returning to their home ground. SPL action for the first time in almost 3 months. Incredible here from Albirex is still sort of just sitting back. And Jalan City Sailors, I mean, they don't have to do anything, do they? They're quite happy to just hang on to this. There's no pressure on the ball. Albirex well beaten. The Sailors can pretty much do whatever they want. That's the end. If there's no heavy touch back, sends Razak out wide. Back to Lestien. Well defended by Raihan Stewart. Back by Carmona. Free again plays the advantage. That's well done by Raihan Stewart. Arshad. Twisting and turning. And he's under his side, a corner.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of additional time.
So a minimum of 2 minutes to be added on. Late corner to defend here for the Sailors to try and keep that clean sheet. Here's Stewart. Good ball in. Rakovic with the header. Arshad. Here's Razak. I'll catch up with all the highlights and analysis at the end of this one. Colette Wong and Hide Kamis in the SPL studios. Due straight after the final whistle here at Bishan Stadium. Disappointing night at the office for the away side. Perfect for the Lion City Sailors, the way it's gone this evening. Our coaches will never say it's been perfect, but it's about as close as it gets. 6 goals, clean sheet, never really troubled, in great control of this one. As the final whistle to the relief of Albirex Niigata. The Lion City Sailors with a massive win. Back-to-back victories for them on their return to Singapore Premier League action, extending their lead at the top of the table. 3 clear of BG Tampines now, and still with that game in hand. Really comfortable for the home side. Smooth sailing for the Lion City Sailors. They put in another wonderful display. And all those goals that have come in from very early on. Shawal Anwar in the 15th minute. And a T making it 2 in the 31st. Ramzala making it 3 in the 35th. Song Yong just before halftime making it 4. And then another 2 added in the second half. Leonard T on the score sheet once again for his 15th of the season. And then Sergio Carmona in the 66th minute, making it 6-0. The Lion City Sailors extend their lead at the top of the SPL standings. It's another win, a disappointing night for Albirex Niigata. Analysis coming your way from the SPL studios with Colette Wong and Hide Kamis.
Very big thanks to Rich Roshanrai out in the commentary box. As we've just seen, the Sailors' perfect start to 2025 continues. Back-to-back wins in the league in the new year. with a very cruisy 6-0 victory over Albirex Niigata. But the White Swans really didn't offer very much in terms of resistance, did they? It was very, very poor in terms of quality tonight.
I think in terms of overall play has been poor from Albirex Niigata. In terms of both in attack and defense as well. I never really knew what the game plan was for Albirex Niigata. It's too easy for Lion City Sailors tonight. I didn't think that they even had to get into gear 4.
Yeah.
He's playing at walking pace or jogging pace.
But do you put this down to rustiness and the fact that Albirex had 8 weeks off, and this being their first game of the year?
50% of it, I'm pretty sure is you're playing LCS. You have to be at your best. You can't be at your best after a 2-month break. But at the same time, I think maybe they are also overwrought by the occasion. A lot of them were maybe giving too much respect. And tactically, I don't think it was spot on from Shigetomi. They were playing, they were trying to press, but they left a lot of holes behind in midfield for LCS to just play through. And then at the same time, it's difficult for them to play against a high-quality team after a 2 months break, in summary.
Well, 6 goals tonight at the Bishan Stadium. Let's take a look at all 6, starting with the opening goal in the 15th minute. Shawal Anwar has been in incredible form this season, hasn't he? But look at this cross from Bart Ramsala. Poor defending, though.
Yeah, I think this goal is more of a mistake from Albirex Niigata rather than really high quality from Lion City Sailors. Hassan Sani shouldn't have gone out to collect the ball, left it too open, and Shawal Anwar just sneakily getting that header in for the ball to trickle into goal.
Yeah, Albirex, though, didn't really learn from that because very similar to the first goal, the second goal was scored this time by Leonard T.
I'm going to give credit to Leonard T. I think it's still a difficult header to execute. Ball came to him. He was alone, no challenge, but he had Hassan Sani to beat. That pace from that header, downward header as well, perfect to the corner. Lovely goal from the number 9.
Leonard T was eventually named the man of the match, but I thought Bart Ramsala had an extremely good game tonight, and here he is rewarded with a goal for himself and LCS's 3rd.
Well, he created a lot of issues for Albirex Niigata down the left-hand side here. He was creating a lot of crosses from there previously, and this time around he got into a good position for him to take that shot, and what a shot it was. Yeah,
very few chances created by Albirex going forward. They just seem to run out of ideas, and here again, so exposed at the back, and eventually the ball would come to Song Wee-yong, who would make no mistake to make it 4-0 for the Sailors.
No Albirex players on midfield was around to get back and defend. You can see Song in that position first, ahead of any Albirex players. It goes to show how much open they are in possession, because this came from a transition. You look at the quality of that shot, exactly again down that left-hand post of Hassan Sani. I think this time around, from then on, it's been really difficult for Albirex Niigata.
Well, second half, we were looking for a response from Albirex. We didn't get it, but we did get more goals from the Sailors. This one in the 51st minute, T cleaning up the rebound. Second goal of the match for him.
We didn't see the reaction that we wanted, a more compact defense from Albirex Niigata, and that resulted in exactly what it was here in this goal. Chris Van Huysen just playing that cross in, had 4 players in the penalty box, and T first to the rebound, and again nowhere to be seen in terms of Albirex players here for the second ball.
Well, 5-0 at this point in the 51st minute, and really there was no way back for Albirex Niigata as the Lion City Sailors went in search of more goals, and they got this one through Sergio Carmona in the 66th minute.
Lovely play here from Lion City Sailors. Look at the number of players there. It's still in the box at the 60th minute. Still wanted those goals. They're still hungry for more. And Carmona just putting that final touch in after a great cross and a great run by number 22, Chris Van Huysen.
Yeah, I asked whether you thought Albirex looked rusty. On the flip side, this LCS team looked like a really well-oiled machine. Very, very slick tonight.
But they have been playing the same way the whole season. They understand each other's roles. They've played higher level teams as well in the Champions League. This would be a walk in the park for them.
As you can see there, I mean, this tells a lot of the story, 18 attempts by Lion City Sailors, but it doesn't say a lot about what was wrong with Albirex Niigata tonight. What would you say was the biggest issue for them?
They look disjointed. I think nobody was communicating. The three departments, midfield, attack and defense, are pretty much doing things on their own. They were not coordinating well as well. So a lot of work to be done in training by Shigetomi, but I don't think it's like game over for them. They still have a number of games to play for.
So you see them bouncing back from this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's a Japanese mentality. They would want to come back. They have pride. And they still have points to gain over the next games. They still can catch that third place. And I'm sure they're going to try, or at least try to do it. Yeah.
Well, Lion City Sailors extending their lead at the top of the table. They came into this one level on points with BG Tampines Rovers, who have a bye this week. So this is how it stands at the moment. Lion City Sailors with a 3-point lead over BG Tampines Rovers and with a game in hand, this being the first week of matches, of course, for match week 23. Jalan International on 37 points, comfortably in third place. Balestier also with a great chance to leapfrog Albirex Niigata after they play their match this week. And very tight in 6, 7, 8, just 3 points separating Brunei, Hougang United and the Young Lions. Tanjung Pagar United rooted at the bottom with just 8 points. So let's take a look at the other matches we can look forward to over the weekend. We've got 2 games coming up for you. The Young Lions will be at home to Tanjung Pagar United tomorrow, kickoff at 6 p.m. And we've got another one, this time Jalan International traveling to Brunei DPM, and kickoff there is at 8:15 p.m. tomorrow. And wrapping up match week 23, Hougang at home to Balestier Khalsa. What a ripper that is going to be on Sunday. Kickoff there at 6 p.m. So that is it for tonight. I'm so happy to be joined by Hiri Kamis. First time on the show. How was it for you?
That's been fantastic.
It was good to have you on the show.
To share my insights.
Absolutely. We look forward to welcoming you back in the studio once again. In the meantime, everyone, you all have a great weekend ahead, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.